welcome to Vix, and today we're going to start a series of my videos showing first of all how to do setup, how to get the model going, and all kinds of things, hopefully all the way up into animation. Also, for the first time, hello, I'm in the video. Yes, gotta see how this works. Zoom my face. Yes. Anyway, so with my program, which you can get if you're for free, completely free if you're a student. The student-free version is available to students if you have a college, school, university account. So you can log in with your college, your educational email provided, make your own account, download all the software for free. First of all, start, we want to go to project window to create a new project. Make sure your location is where you want it to be. For me, that default, that's fine. I absolutely love it on my home computer. If you're somewhere else and you want to put it on a USB stick or hard drive or some XYZH drive, yeah, you may want to change it by clicking on the little folder icon right there. But for me, the only thing I want to change is the name. So I'm going to call this one mini underscore diz. Because I want to make a mini version of myself. The primary project locations, all your things you're creating in Maya, your scenes will go into scenes. They're all called scenes. You have image folder, source images, render, etc. They're all there. I always leave them alone, so just click accept. So now, if I want, when you're starting a model, you need a rough sketch of it in its what's called the T-pose. And as it so happens, here's something I created earlier. So there's my image of my character, a chibi version of me. Love the hairstyle. In her I say T-pose because I always work with half the model. It's a trick that many animators / 3D modelers have of creating half the model, and then if it's symmetrical, replicating it for the other side. And because mine, except for the hair, everything else about her is symmetrical, her body is symmetrical. So I only do one arm sticking out and leave one down just to get a reference of how it should look. So that's what I do for that pose. The other side, big hint, especially when you're thinking about animating, always have the knee just slightly bent. There's a big tip, it will help a lot in the future. So when sketching, make sure you have a little bend in the knee. You don't have to draw the arm in this angle unless there's a particular special detail you need to get in there, but for me, nah, it's quite basic. So I just put a circle to indicate that's where the shoulder is. So enough about that. I need to copy this rough file and pop it into my media's folder. Here's something I opened earlier, and it's always good to put it into the source images so the program can quickly call it up when you want to use it as a texture, which I do. So pop it into there. Now we're going to open up, go back to Maya. So using my Alt button and all three. If you're not used to Maya, open it up and play with it. Seriously, just get used to it, because it's such a huge program. You need to get used to the different keys. So whenever I'm rotating or moving around in my scene, always press Alt and any mouse button. So this one's rotate. Alt, first mouse button. I think this one's toggle, the correct term is. Middle mouse button, and the right mouse button is to pan in and out. Yes. So get used to those buttons. To get going, we are going to create our plane. So I always go with polygons there. You can also go to create polygon primitives plane there, so that's the long way of going about it if you're uncertain of what you're doing. For me, because I am certain, polygons, plane, bang, there we go. there's my plane, and I'm going to call this one front underscore guide. Always name things by, or if you can, name them. It's good practice. So what I'm going to do is just going to rotate this scene slightly. I'm going to pull this guy up. To move things, it's the move tool, or W on your keyboards. We've got rotate below that, or E on your keyboards, and to scale is R. So I will be using the shortcuts to move things around. So you can select like just the up, the Y one, the one that goes up. To move things around, here's the X. Unfortunately you can't see because of my head. Just gonna move it slightly, but you can always know where things are by the axis right here, so be wary of that. But my head will cover this because I'm annoying. So yeah, I'm gonna quickly rotate this guy. Oop. Pull up a bit more. There we go. So now I want to assign my material onto it and muck around and get it to be the right size I want it to be. So very quickly, I am going to go to the render tab, and we are going to select another Lambert material. You can go to the material we have now, but I like to leave the default alone. Leave it alone, let it be. So I'm going to pick a new one, and we can already see we're going to attribute editor. I want to select the Lambert 2 tab. Usually it should go there. Don't know why I didn't. And here I want to change it from Lambert 2 to guide underscore material, because it is material. And in here, in the color, we want to select the little checkered box. So I'm going to click on that, which creates our render node. And from there, we have the option of assigning a file to it, or texture. And now file 1, I'm going to call this guide underscore image. Click on the folder icon here, and it will automatically, by default, it automatically goes to source images, which luckily there is. So that's handy. And yeah, I don't know. I feel she looks a bit too stretched and thin. So I'm gonna have a mess around with this material just to stretch it. Actually, can I get away? Oops. So this is going to be my front view. Go to check. Here's a little tip. You can see in perspective it has texture turned on. In these viewports it doesn't. So for my front view, you may notice this little checkered box there. Go click on that and I can see, yeah, my front view's there. So first of all, I'm going to hit rotate. Now this time I'm going to do it by the numbers, because the numbers are cool. We can see that the rotate X is on 22.28. I'll just slam a 90 in there. So it makes it nice and flat. And I'm just going to move this out a bit. I'm trying, okay. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to get the big thick center line to line up with the center of the face, so it goes right down the center there. So I'm doing this in the view here, just to actually let's make this bigger so it's easy to see. Another hint as well you can do is go to shading and turn X-ray on, which makes life, yeah, that'll do. Try to line it up with the nose and the chin. Everything else I can kind of sort out later. Move it. Trying to move it a smidge. There we go, that'll do. Let's turn X-ray off here because I don't need that anymore. And just perspective, we can go to edit duplicate. We're just going to go simple duplicate. I'm just going to move. There we go. So I've got 2 images. I'm going to change the name of this one to side guide. So there we go. It's because this is all going to be the side profile there. So with the rotation, I'm going to leave the X. I'm going to change the Y to 90. Yes, it was the Y. I totally did not guess. So, I'm going to have a look in my side view, and just like before, I'm going to turn on the texture. You can, I think you can press 6. Yeah, the 6 is a shortcut. It goes 1, 2, 3, which gives you a preview of how it will look when it's smoothed. 4 is the wireframe. 5, just material, no texture. 6 with texture. So there's 7, 8, all kinds of things, but don't need to know those. Just up to 6, you know. So just like before, I'm going to do my X-ray, and I'm just going to move. This time, I'm trying to line up the side view. Ooh. Right here. So there we go. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Shading, turn off X-ray. So now in my perspective, I want to move these guys off a bit. So with this guy, I want to move that off, let's say, oops, no, yes, sorry, then minus 100. And with this one, I want that off, which direction is it? Okay, minus 100. The reason I'm doing that is so that in my perspective I can focus on the model. I don't have to look at the textures. So also a big huge tip, when you're working with a model and you're trying to work with the edges and vertices, the most annoying thing that can happen is when you're trying to select something, you accidentally select the guys in the background. There is a way to lock them. It's so easy. So I'm just going to do that now. I'm going to hold shift and select both these, so they're both selected. And down into the layers, you can assign a layer and lock the objects assigned to a layer. And that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to hit this icon, which has a kind of a star and a ball on a paper. And what that does, it assigns what I've selected to a layer. And I'm just going to double click, call this guides. You can make it a color, but yeah. And I'm just going to hit T for transparent and R. Not sure what R means, render. Not sure. But R means I cannot click on them. Yay, that's always good. So there we go. Very quickly managed to set up our environment. So in the next video, okay, this is purely setup, setting everything up. In the next video, we're going to start making the face. Check you then.